what to say. I really don't. There's some dumb people out here, man. They dumb. It's like hijacking a car and tell the driver to hold your gun while you get the keys. They crazy.
Yeah. Yes.
But anyway, that was my answer to the question that you posed on your show. And I hope other people call in because there's so much going on. We can't catch it all.
Oh, what you think about the impeachment acquittal again?
It's a bunch of crap, man. This impeachment, in essence, is a bunch of crap. They scared of Donald Trump. Donald Trump's going to kick some butt. Them 75 or 78 million people, and see, the election was rigged in those states. And Joe Biden comes in office, he does away with an industry that's going to cost anywhere from 11.8 to 15 million jobs. That is the pipeline and other oil-related industries. And according to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, Pennsylvania is standing to lose $50 billion a year in GDP. Now, Joe Biden's been talking about doing that all summer long in 2020. Now, if he was talking about doing away with that section of the industry as it relates to oil, and Pennsylvanians knew that they were going to lose $50 billion, why would they come out and vote for him? Simple. They didn't. There's no way in the world they would have. And you know the thing that pisses me off? They don't show the black workers on those pipelines that's losing their jobs. Black engineers, black truck drivers, and those that are related in that industry. And it just so happened that Warren Buffett owns a whole lot of train cars that's used to haul oil. Matter of fact, during the fracking explosion in jobs and business that was going on in North Dakota, farmers was complaining they didn't have any train cars, tankers to ship their products out east because Buffett had bought up all the daggone oil tankers. So if you can't ship it in the pipeline, which is the safest there is, then they're going to have to put it on his damn tankers on the railroad, which is dangerous. Now you got oil going up. Saudi Arabia is raising the price of the oil because now they know that they're going to be shipping some back to the United States. But before that, the United States were a net exporter of oil. So things is all screwed up. And if you got any daughters that's competing in sports, now they got to compete against males on the team.
Oh yeah, you're letting that done a little bit more in different countries now. Not trying to be like everybody should play.
That's a bunch of bull crap. You got males that can't make their male team, so now they're going to go out for the female team. I seen one girls' basketball team had a male on it as a center. He looked like King Kong standing up there, man. Some of them girls look like they barely came up above his knees.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, this impeachment is nothing but a bunch of political, bogus crap. Trump never, in first place, it's illegal. The Chief Justice of the Supreme Court is supposed to reside over impeachment. And Roberts said he wouldn't have nothing to do with it. You can't call witnesses. What kind of stuff is that? They edit the speech and leave out parts of it. There's nowhere in the world I ever vote for another Democrat unless it's something peculiar. Those people are evil, man. They are evil, and they racist. The stuff that Donald Trump has went through in the last 4 years is pure racism. I keep telling people, racism has jack to do with skin color. It's the act that's being portrayed and implemented. And that's exactly what you witnessed. Look at the stuff that, and they played it, and I know you've heard it, that these other politicians have said and done, from Kamala Harris on down to that fool, Maxine Waters, and those that you never have heard what they said. So it's just really ridiculous. And I hope the American people, if there's any people that's not ignorant anymore, see what the hell's going on. Stopping the border wall. And here, not too long ago, I think immigration or Homeland Security apprehended some Iranians tried to come across the border. Well, I wonder what they was going to do. I think it's already a fifth column here in the country. And that's an army within. Did they have dirty bombs? And hell, the board is wide open. You just walk across it just like hopscotching or crossing the street in your neighborhood. So that's wrong. And I'm going to tell you guys something else, too. You know you got scholarships that's particular for black people, black students, and other programs. Scholarships that was put in place, programs that was put in place because of the history that particular ethnic group have experienced in modern times, and also, you know, people can say in the past. Those scholarships are for native blacks, not Africans, not people coming from Yemen or South America. It's best because they skin ain't lily white. It's not for y'all. But guess who you see at their awards to receive scholarships that they applied for? Just because their skin is not white. Well, that's wrong. That's not for them. They don't have no history in this country of going through all the things that we know that African descendants of slaves have went through. And even if they wasn't descendants of slaves, the Jim Crow and the discrimination and segregation and other things. So it was not meant for them, and it shouldn't be awarded to them. What do you feel about that? Wake up, man. What you doing? Going to sleep on me?
I don't know what Dr. Q is doing, but yeah, it's not right. I mean, it's getting to a point where everybody is getting their freedoms all mixed up and how they want their way of things and how their way of thinking is going out the window. I think people are trying to go with this left and right wingist rhetoric and people bringing up nonsense that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And with this impeachment going on, with this ever-loving, never-ending impeachments, never-ending, and I mean, come on. I mean, Jesus Christ, I never hear the longest impeachment ever in history. I mean, with Bill Clinton, you basically just did one thing, got him out of there quick and fast. With this person, you basically just muffle your feet back and forth, back and forth, back and forth with this, and still muffle back and forth. It's getting ridiculous now.
They've been messing with Donald Trump before he even became president, talking that stuff.
Yeah.
The man, last 4 years, the man has done marvelous things in this country, for the country. He done what he campaigned on. He put into effect. He created jobs. He didn't take away jobs.
Mhm.
That's some of the silly stuff right there. Why would you do things to take away jobs? Why would you do things that's going to cause boys, males, biologically, to be competing with females in high schools?
That's just like the young parent of a bench warmer that said, "Why you let everybody else play?" It's okay to be benched. I was benched a couple of games way back then.
Yeah.
I think every kid, everybody does that little thing of no child should be left behind routine, which in schools in education is okay, but in sports is a different story.
Yeah, you talk about reparations. You know who should be made to pay reparations? These professional athletes in basketball and football. Look at all the kids that sacrifice and didn't get an education because they was practicing and trying to make the big stage, and only a few did.
Mm-hmm.
How many kids had to expend themselves to create a Kobe Bryant or a LeBron James? And in high school, in college, a lot of those athletes take up weak subjects.
Mm-hmm.
In order for them to be able to practice, the minimum hours that the NCAA requires 25 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
Then coming up through from Pee Wee sports, the parents had to buy equipment, had to get them to the games, had to pay travel expenses and membership expenses.
Mm-hmm.
And the leagues are using these avenues like a training camp. So that's who needs to be paying reparations to those kids. You're talking about college players need to be getting paid. Well, you should have paid those kids, those young people coming up that was out on the field or running plays to 8 and 9 o'clock at nights, and they should have been at home doing homework. But anyway, that's just me. Well, in other words, I guess you guys snowed in up there.
A little bit here and there. We got a little flurries here and there. It stopped for now. Last week it snowed pretty much, a little dusting, but now it's stopped right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. What about your area?
I'm down here in the south, man. It's been raining. It's chilly, but heck, it was like in the 70s a couple of days last week, or this week, should I say? So it's been pretty good. But anyway, I'll let you guys get back to your show. I don't want to keep anybody else from calling in. I really appreciate the opportunity.
You're welcome. Thank you for calling in, Donkey. We appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Well, bye-bye. Another caller, Dr. Q?
No, I just feel like everybody is drinking alcohol. When the guy called in the first time and you said, I don't know what you was talking about, and then he said, was he on here before? He sounds like the prankster that always calls in with some nonsense. Because I don't see what's hypocritical about an actor using a fake gun being a hypocrite. Nothing he said, I guess it's like when people call themselves drunk dialing, I think these just people that's just weed dialing and don't have some better to do. Because at any given time, you can say next and go to the next caller. You ain't got to talk the nonsense. Because I value the opinion if somebody has an opinion, but this wasn't making sense. This is just somebody talking to be on the radio and say, look, I'm on the